I've kept this hat over all these years. Souvenir of bender I went on, crazy for something crazy. Somewhere I've got love letters from this woman I proposed to back in my 20s. So hot and batshit crazy. Another dodged bullet. Last I heard, she was doing time. Yeah, I'm proud to say I was there. I was one of the ones who helped drag America back from the edge of the cliff. Keep the U.S. from becoming just another shithole country. My ancestors kept the American dream alive for 250 years, liberty and democracy, despite being surrounded by nations ruled by kings and tyrants. Well, when it came my turn to serve, I can honestly say I did my part. Yeah, but I have to confess, before that I was one of the ones dragging it toward the cliff. Didn't mean to. I thought I was protecting the American dream. Not that I was really thinking. Felt anyway. It's true, I almost ended up on the wrong side of history. But something snapped for me just before the 2024 election. The polls showed it could go either way, but no, like the happy ending of an epic movie, total defeat for the lying, thieving traitors, exposed, caught, tried and thrown whining and bitching in jail where they belonged. America saved. Conservative values, liberty and democracy restored. We did end up making America great again, but only by sticking a pin in that whole swollen, flabby red balloon of Trump's hot air. I thank God I was there, one of the good guys, in our nation's finest rescue. You know how you can be going along with something, thinking everything's fine, putting up with whatever, and then suddenly you see it with fresh eyes, and from then on you can't help but see it as a total nightmare. Like that hot batshit woman in my 20s. I thought it was love at first sight. I gave, and then she took it one step too far. I look up and realize I'm in bed with a slimy monster. Suddenly, I'm just scrambling to get the hell out of there. Just before the election, it became obvious Trump was all talk, getting crazier and crazier. Sweaty, ugly, beet red, lizard skin, enough to make me puke. Just gross. For all his cross-clutching and flag-kissing, he was the devil incarnate. The Antichrist, the worst traitor ever, spewing bullshit, this tiny, angry, whiny, fake macho man, pretending he's always right and that anyone in his way was dumb and evil. Suddenly I saw him clearly. How I missed it, I still think about that. I mean, he looked and acted just like every villain in every B movie. But yeah, the moment it struck me, seeing him like that for the first time, my stomach sank. Didn't know what to do. I scrolled to something else, anything else, like finding out your partner's cheating on you or someone stealing from you. Panic, like paralyzed. I tried to put it out of my mind. A little while later, I remember we were driving, my buddy and I, listening to Trump ranting about whatever. My buddy got this sharp, pained look, reached for the dial and turned it off. Didn't say anything. Awkward silence. I put on some music to distract us. See, folks like me, we didn't have some fancy think-for-yourself childhood. I was the kind of go with the flow, fit in, do what's expected of me. Pretty normal. Like I just have whatever other folks were having. Went to school and church, raised hell as a teen, then the National Guard. Typical stuff. My folks taught me that to get by, you have to do your part, be a team player, stay loyal. I got a job, got married, had kids, the usual. Where I lived, nothing big ever blew through. Big stuff always happened somewhere else. And then something did, like we'd gone from being nothing special to the spotlight all on us. Maybe like big industry deciding to build a plant, or like discovering local minerals. Like our town won the lottery or someone local making it big. Not that they did. Or like some new spiritual revival. What I'm saying is we felt put on the map. Not just us, but folks like us everywhere. And not just the local map. Like we were suddenly important, not just making America great, bigger than that. like we were destined for the greatest greatness of all. Everyone I knew got swept up in it. No one questioned it. Just huge good news is all, like finding yourself on the ground floor of the next big thing. Biggest thing ever. Sure thing. Didn't have to think twice. We all enlisted right away in this ultimate battle to make everything great. Felt so obvious and easy. Like love at first sight. There wasn't some big sacrifice you had to make either. You felt like a frontline hero just wearing your MAGA hat, which is all it took to prove you were one of the good guys. We didn't know any of the bad guys personally, at least not that they'd admit. But we heard all about them from Trump and Fox and really everyone we listened to, even in church. The sermons became all about the Antichrist liberals trying to steal America. Then for years, MAGA was just the upbeat background music for our lives. Fox, talk radio, lots of practice learning to talk like we were the heroes we thought we were. I got pretty good at saying what we were all saying, doing my part. I felt like we were just getting stronger and stronger, a sure and great thing. It was exciting. Even made it to a rally about 60 miles away when Trump came through. Let's go, Brandon. I grew up chanting rallying cries like that at high school games, feeling like a badass. But then Brandon, Sleepy Joe, got out of the race and cracks began to show. Trump had always felt like a winner to me, but I started to see him as a loser and a faker, a grifter, getting away as long as he could, just pretending he always wins. See, here's the thing. We all talked like we were the heroic underdogs being dragged over the cliff by the forces of evil. We all talked that way, but we'd seen lots of movies. We knew the underdog always wins in the end. Truth is, none of us would have jumped on Trump's bandwagon if we didn't feel like it was destined for greatness. Yeah, Trump the underdog, but we assumed it'd be a happily ever after ending. We were like Trump that way. I remember I like people who don't lose. I like people who don't get caught. So when Trump started losing, we pretended as long as we could that it was a minor setback, that he'd rise again like Christ or a movie hero. And then, like I say, it just became obvious. We were backing the biggest loser ever. That's a gross feeling. So yeah, we got out. I didn't want to upset my neighbors. I kept up appearances, wore my red hat into the voting booth in November 2024. But I voted Harris. My friend, he stayed home, didn't vote, which was braver than voting for Trump, just not man enough to vote for Harris's epic rescue. And I understand. I wasn't man enough to speak out. I would have been called a traitor like I'd joined the dark side by abandoning the dark side. But at least I voted and didn't sit it out. I feel better about myself for it. I think of how I'd feel if I hadn't voted to rescue America. It could have gone either way. Trump losing, I'd have felt like a loser. Trump winning, I'd have felt like a loser for helping to kill the dream my ancestors fought for. It's no fun admitting that you've fallen for a doomed fad. It eats at your dignity. But I managed to admit it. Yeah, I got out just in time.